assalamu alaikum, good morning, khushamdeed, ji ayanu, goeiemorgen.
Pakhair Agale, Ni Hao, Chudashumbe, Washmale, Ohio, Gonzaimes, Guten Morgen, Ola, Boyor, Privyet, Kaifahal, Hale Shamat Chatore, Ahlan Wasalan Marhaba, Buna, Mucho, Gracias, Swabia, Balli Gareaya. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to PTV World. You watching World this morning, alongside the very fantastic, the very amazing, the very full of energy, the very exuberant Shiza Hashmi and Shahzad Khan. Hello Shiza, how are you doing today?
I feel a little responsible exactly after you call me so energetic because sometimes, of course, my energy is a little compromised, but thank you so much for asking.
No problem.
Today is not the day. I had my coffees,
All right.
so it's all going to be great. What about you? How's
Well,
your morning been so far?
Well, I think I feel great.
Okay.
And I think that there's no other way that I can feel, and it's because of the fact that the kind of line we are in, or the kind of work we are in as well. But other than that, sharing it honestly with all our amazing viewers who are out there, ladies and gentlemen, obviously there's this feeling of getting up, dressing up, and to be out here and to be responsible with our whatever responsibilities are actually being bestowed upon us by PTB World. But other than that, I feel a little sleepy today. I'm not going to lie, because I've been working day in, day out, alhamdulillah, and I'm very thankful to Allah Almighty. And it's just because of the fact that I was getting free from PTV Sports around 1 or 1:30 and then making my way back home. So just, I think a couple of days ago, I was in conversation with our producer, Jamshed Saab, and I was like, hey, you know what? So I'll be covering Lanka Premier League. And I was very happy. So he was like, are you going to fulfill your responsibilities for the morning show? And I was like, hey, you know what? This is what I love doing. And I'm very thankful to our entire team as well that they've been very supportive, ladies and gentlemen. And I think it's the support which will actually reach you, make you reach to that extra mile which you were actually striving or struggling for as well. So yes, today I'm a little sleepy, but I won't let you know. Yes, let's do this.
Okay, this is brilliant, but so here's the thing. This makes me think of one thing, how naturally, I mean, of course, this is human nature.
Yep.
You know how we often say, insan kabhi khush nahi hota. So regardless of the fact what you have and what you don't have, you will always want something else.
Yeah.
And why is this so? I mean, so far I feel like it's a fact. And I'm calling it a fact because I have always witnessed this with every single person that I know.
Go ahead.
Me as well. So throughout the pandemic, we have been saying that independent gigs and events have been shut down, and our work definitely has been compromised. The only work that we have lately is this.
Yes.
So, well, of course, we have been wishing for the kind of work that we enjoy to do with the live audience as well.
Yes.
And now you have other work,
Yeah,
and now you cannot manage in terms of the sleep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So don't you think that insan kabhi khush nahi hota?
Yeah, this is the exact point which I was thinking, but I was very happy, alhamdulillah. And even downstairs in the makeup room, you were asking me, and I was like, I'm happy, but not being able to sleep is one other thing, because it takes you a little while to adjust with the new timings in the system and get out of routine. But we'll come back to this. I have a very important message for everybody who's out there, so that we can move on. So there are two messages, ladies and gentlemen. The first one is that whatever form a woman is in, I think that we should actually be respecting that particular woman, or all of those women who are out there. And I'm saying it because of a reason that, when we actually are in conversation with our mothers, we're very full of respect. We know that maa ke paon ke niche jannat hoti hai. But eventually when you people get married, for all of those people who are out there over here in Pakistan, it is very common that every now and then, we use it as a whip against the lady you've been married to. And for example, I mean, I think it's a very common phrase over here in Pakistan that, husbands would say to their wife, "Tum meri maa jaisa khana nahi bana sakti ho." And believe me that it is actually used as a whip on that other woman. And she, for the rest of her life, will actually struggle and make sure that, that I can actually cook to that extent where, the kind of taste he likes is probably just similar to the kind of taste his mother would actually provide for him. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that this is one of those things where we're very degrading of women as well. So women in every shape, ladies and gentlemen, may it be a mother, may it be a sister, may it be a wife, may it be a daughter. I think that we should actually respect all women who are out there, not just our mothers. And it is very important for us to do so, because if we are going to stand by that phrase कि मेरी माँ से अच्छा खाना नहीं पका सकती, so I think that the standard of cooking has been going down for the last 5,000 years. All right, so we really need to do so.
Absolutely, and this was a beautiful message, Shazad. Thank you for saying that. And well, my understanding of it definitely is, or for all of those who may have misunderstood it, here's the thing. Yes, of course, women, everyone needs to be respected in all the capacities that they are. But well, comparing and degrading someone, that's one thing. And this was just one example of how women may be degraded at a daily basis at their houses from their very own people. So, well, please don't do that. If, of course, you're doing it unintentionally, that's one thing. But I mean, you should be cognizant of what you're about to say. So before you utter anything that you think is going to be hurtful to other people, never say it. I mean, silence is always the best.
Exactly, and I think a wise man or a wise lady, ladies and gentlemen, is who actually knows when to stay quiet. You know, rather than just talking out or you're just speaking, making no sense. I don't think that those people are wise. So it's always better to think about it. And since we were talking about food,
I was about to talk about food, yes. And where you said, you know, maa ke haath ka khana, it's one factor.
Mazedar to hota hai, isme koi doubt nahi
hai. Because Shahzad, also ever since, I mean, until we're married, we are definitely sort of eating the food that our mom provides us. It is a cultural thing, yes, but our moms also enjoy doing it, right? Which unfortunately makes me miss my mom's khichdi a lot, because lately doctor told me to have khichdi and I don't know how to make it, and my saas doesn't live with me, so of course no one could make it for me, and I really missed my mom's cooking. And speaking of khichdi, it's so nutritious, right? So I mean,
yes, it is. Well, I think that, you know, the ingredients are you know, probably it's pulse and it's rice as well, and then you mix it and that's khichdi. I think probably you overcook it, and you overcook rice, and that's khichdi probably. And it's softer to eat as well, which is good. And I think there are a lot of nutritional benefits of khichdi as well for people, because, ladies and gentlemen, lately this has been witnessed over here in Islamabad and surrounding areas that people have been suffering from gastroenteritis as well. So I think for all of those people who have actually been you know, suffering from that kind of disease, I think khichdi is one of those products which you can consume. It is healthy, and it will actually make sure that you are going to get some nutrition. In one way or the other, you're going to get some nutrition as well, which is very important. Not just that, I think that today, ladies and gentlemen, we actually have to speak about these COVID vaccine trials which are going on in different hospitals, and they're giving you this vaccine for free, but there have been different rumors and news about it as well, that people, once they're going to get injected with that vaccine, will actually feel temperature for next 2 or 3 days. So we thought that, you know, we should actually have somebody over here in the studios who can speak about it, who can speak about the kind of food we really need to take, you know, amidst COVID, and which will actually boost our immunity as well. And not just that, you know, there are a lot of people, sorry, who are habitual of self-medication. And so we wanted to talk about that as well, because we have heard about it. I actually went on to social media to kind of advocate about not to self-medicate or not to go for Sana Makhi and all of these products as well, because these products have actually made sure that these products are going to land the people into the hospitals as well. Because the use of Sana Makhi has actually dehydrated a lot of people I know, and they have landed into the hospitals as well. So very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, we're very lucky. We're very lucky that we have actually been joined by somebody who happens to be a nutritionist, somebody who happens to be a pharmacist as well. She is Dr. Atiya Rizwan. Hello, Assalamu Alaikum, good morning.
Assalamu Alaikum, good morning. How are you?
Absolutely perfect, and thank you very much for joining us. It's wonderful to have you.
Thank you very much. The way you were talking, I really feel very energetic. It's really good start. I really enjoy it.
Jazakallah. So you're trying to say that my energy is contagious?
Yeah,
wow. That's wonderful. You made my day, and I'm not sleepy anymore, ladies and gentlemen.
That's really brilliant. Both of you.
Thank you so much. We try to do that, especially, you know, whoever comes to our show, we make sure we wake them up.
It's really good.
All right, so to begin with, I think I'm just going to throw some basics on you, at you. Ever since this pandemic started, for the people, like Shahzad said, who want to self-medicate, there's this, of course, message going on of taking, which is true as well, of taking multivitamins or all sorts of supplements to make your immune system stronger. If I don't know anything about medicines, right? So I'm going to get any multivitamin for myself. I don't know if it suits me or not. Just going to go crazy with it, especially vitamin D for that matter. How should we go about it? Is it really safe for us to do that first of all?
Okay, let's start from the beginning. First, we were talking about the COVID-19. What is that?
Yes.
This is actually a pathogen. What is pathogen? Pathogen are a virus, fungi, bacteria, all those things which are against our immune system. They enter into our body.
Okay.
We have to fight against them.
All right.
Some, like now we talk about, especially like this coronavirus, this is RNA virus. RNA virus and DNA virus, the difference is our body is very like good to fight against the DNA virus, but not as good against RNA virus. You were talking about like vaccines. Even yet, I was in California and we were working on that. They are trying their level best that they decode the RNA virus, but they can't.
Because it's mutating? Is
Yeah,
that the reason?
all the time it's changing shape and this and that. So the research is on the food now, and it is on the body. One thing should be in mind, that all the things God has gifted is that we have to take care of that.
Okay. Yeah.
We have all the system to fight against that. That whatever we are eating, what we are preparing our body to fight against that. But when we take the medicine,
Yes.
it is artificial source.
Right.
Artificial and quick source. And when you are saying about the self-medication, you don't know the ingredients, you don't know what is the preservative into that, you don't know anything, you don't know about the interaction. You know, there are a lot of drugs which interact with your food. You are taking the yogurt, you are taking the milk, and you are taking the cereals with some drugs, and the calcium interaction is so strong that you can go to the ulcer.
Oh God.
So definitely a special counseling. There should be a counseling part of that medication. When you go to a doctor, you have a prescription, and there should be a proper field on that you were talking about. That you should tell the patient that this medicine is in your history and you are taking into that, and you have to take care of that. And one thing more, the most immune system, 80% is hosted into your gut.
Okay.
And your medicines is going through your gut.
Right.
And it will like all the decoded into your stomach. If it is not working in proper system, and it is your medicine is not is interacting with any food, it is not becoming the part of your blood.
Right.
That how can you say that you are getting the benefit of that? You'll get the kidney diseases, you get the liver diseases, you will get the stomach disease.
Without experts' advice,
Yeah,
we shouldn't.
the thing is that there should be proper consultancy.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately, you go to doctor, he tells this. You go to the pharmacist, he refills your prescription, and you come to home.
And
Yeah.
more than that, we don't even go to the doctor or pharmacist, we Google our symptoms. And whatever the Google tells us, we do that.
But the thing is, this problem is most of the, like in foreign countries, it is not like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't go, for them the drugs are their enemy. They
Yeah.
avoid them. But
I hate scientific drugs.
but for us, the like antibiotics and this and that, they are just like spices in our home. Take it.
Panadol.
Panadol. No, like I don't want to mention any name.
Oh, right.
But the
Oh,
thing
of
is,
course.
but take analgesic for this, and for throat infection is this, even the maids. They will tell you how to like fulfill all these requirements of your body.
Baji, ye dawai kha lein, aap
Baji,
theek ho
you
jayegi.
take it. And
Yeah, that's true. But you know, I think that there's this one more important thing which I wanted to talk about, and we kind of talked about it, you know, when it was the very first time that we were actually experiencing or going through COVID. Now it's the second wave, so half of the viewers might know about it, but half of them might not know. So which is why I'm going to get the expert opinion today. Now, there was this theory given or shared by a doctor as well, and the doctor said that, you know, when we are going to isolate ourselves, when we are not going to shake hands, when we are not going to hug each other, what's going to happen is that the body is actually going to lose immunity. Because what happens is, you know, you go, you shake hands with somebody, their bacteria catches on to you, your bacteria catches on to them, and then body has this automated system of fighting that bacteria. Eventually what happens, you know, just to save ourselves from COVID, what we were doing is that we are keeping ourselves, I think, more cleaner than usual. You know, we are sanitizing, we are wearing masks, we are avoiding all kinds of bacteria from our body, not just COVID, but all kinds of bacteria. Do you think that this will actually help us build our immune system or lose our immunity gradually?
okay, the term and conditions you are talking about are this if we are living in the regular life cycle. But now we are facing the different situation.
Yep.
And you know, the cleanliness is the part of our religion too.
Exactly.
Okay, so we cannot say that we are doing washing our hands, we are doing this and that. Cleanliness and the use of sanitizers is different thing.
Alright.
Okay, we know that if we are using any chemical, even in the form of soap, it has soda into it.
Yep.
We have to be very careful. And you are saying about the hugging and you are saying about the shaking hands.
Yep.
It's good, but the thing is, right now we are facing something different.
Yeah.
In the normal daily life, and in this is very different. Okay, if you are like I came, You people talked, I felt energetic, I feel very good. There are different ways to energize yourself and and to immune yourself. And you are talking about the COVID-19, it's like that. As I have told you, there is no remedy to decode it.
Okay.
So now the second focus is our body. Then how to get it prepared. The thing is, when the virus attack on you, the whole lungs fluid is very thickened.
Okay.
Yeah. So all research is that how to get it diluted.
All right.
There are different things. As you were saying that there are different postures and there are different diets. When we talk about the posture, we pray 5 times prayers.
Exactly.
And this is the latest research. When you go into that pose, first thing is to thicken your that liquid. When it is thickened, then to mobilize it from that part. And all postures, we go for the wuzu. We go for the prayer are the best for that, to demobilize that part of your lungs that is stored into that. That is the best part of the RNA virus to stay and to to infect you. So, and the second thing is, now we come to the diet. Which are the diets which will help?
Sorry, very quick. I'm sorry that I'm interjecting, but this is one thing which I wanted to pick up on, and I think that it's going to be very different and thought-provoking for people who are out there, because you said that there's no remedy for RNA.
Yeah,
that's
to
what you
decode.
said.
To decode.
To decode, okay.
Yeah, I'm saying about because it is replicating all the time, very quickly.
Yeah, it's mutating.
And changing, and or you cannot say, I'll decode this RNA, second day you come to know, oh my God, the second string is on that. How to decode it?
Yeah, and the strains are getting different day by day.
Day by day, this is the thing.
Okay, I get that. But then, the kind of vaccines which are available these days, what are they going to do? Are they going
this
to help
is the
us?
point. I'm saying there was research in China when there was SARS, and this is more modified form of that. It also starts from that, and you go. Dr. Fauci of the China is working a lot on that. And when he came to point, he said first myth was about the BCG vaccine. They said that it is going to work on that and this and that. No, they are saying no. Now, when you say about the vaccine, what is that? The vaccine is that they are working on that SRAS. And they will little bit prepare your body to not be affected by that type.
But
not that type, but not for the corona. And the second thing is, they are preparing such type of things that all the things the corona is making like into your lungs, they'll get it thinner time to time. When you get it, corona enters into your body, it will attack, it will make that fluid, that will block your lungs. When you are vaccinated, first thing is, the first line of defense is very prepared not to attack that RNA virus at the extent it does. And the second thing is, the thing it is making, it would not be able to make that. So don't go for the decoding. It is other way around, the scientists are coming on that. If a patient is able that to resist about that liquid, then after 3 or 4 days, it will demobilize it and it will come to your chest and you will throw it out. When you say you will throw it out, then I'll talk about the food.
Okay.
Once it enters into your body, food is not working anything. Now where the food is working, are you prepared?
I think I felt like that as well, because I've gone through COVID myself, and I used to eat and I was like, man, I'm still hungry. I used to eat and I was still hungry. I was lethargic and I was weak, and yes, I think you're very right.
Yeah, you were saying about the mother.
Yeah.
Now, ab maa ki khurak jo bachpan se khaya wo aaj kam aayega.
But Dr. Atia, one thing though, I think yes, it's also because of the loss of taste for some people as well. But now you said that we're not going after the RNA. We are studying the human body and how it's going to respond,
definitely,
right? So that, of course, involves nutrition. You are going to get to that. So let us know about the dietary plan that we can easily avail. But also one more thing, don't you feel like information sharing for this particular disease is a little limited? For example, because it's a global pandemic, right? Yes. So whatever the discoveries are, don't you think the general public deserves to know on TV? And the diet, for example, so if you were to tell me that XYZ are the vegetables that are going to help you with corona, don't you think that it is the media's responsibility to tell that every day to the people, so that the people who can't afford to probably get experts' advice or see that they know how to deal with it?
I would add one thing into your conversation. It's good. It's me. But it's my responsibility. It's your responsibility. It's your responsibility. Wherever I am living, why can't I spare 10 minutes for my community? I have the knowledge. You have the knowledge. Go into mosque. The man has the opportunity to go into mosque. Stay there. Tell the community. When I came back from the LA, I was at the same point as you were saying, what am I doing here? Then I started to join different NGOs.
Okay.
I go to them, I teach the children and I provide them lunch. And different NGOs sponsor me for that healthy lunch. And it has all those ingredients which are required to fight against that. In other sense,
Let's talk about that lunchbox which you're actually giving for free to other underprivileged people as well. Let's talk about what are the contents of that
but the
lunchbox.
thing is, first awareness is about the cold and warm thing.
Okay,
You
go
have
ahead.
to give that. When you give children a water, like it is at your own temperature, again you are preparing them to fight against something which is not good for your body. Then you are giving them egg, then you are giving them milk, and one green thing should be added. There are different options. Like you can give them veggies in different salad forms. You can give them, like, all the colorful vegetables are very good for your to boost up your immunity. You can cut the tomatoes, you can give them apple, you can give them different vegetables in different forms to make good salads.
Right,
This is the proper lunch box, and after 2 or 3 days, a good booster is your nuts.
Oh,
Add the nuts into it. If a child who is the son or daughter of a maid, if he or she is getting something through you, I think you are fulfilling your responsibility. And I am talking about, as you are talking about the media, it is good that media is very good part, but I think that everybody should play the role.
Of course,
Not only
definitely.
the media. And when you are saying the special diet plan or guideline, I have told you that first understand the mechanism, lungs and body
Yes.
interaction. How to prepare the body and to prepare the lungs to fight against all this pandemic.
So let's prepare the body and the lungs.
And
Please go ahead.
So the thing is, when you are not like the victim of the corona, then you have to work on your stomach. Your digestive system should be in proper form.
Okay.
Because all the immunity is from your digestive system.
Got it.
And for them, I would suggest you for yogurt.
Okay.
Again, the yogurt, not that I'm against that dabba food. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't go for that. If you are sometimes we are saying take this, but we are not telling them which should be the form. You know, in our home there is a matka, and our mother they make the yogurt for us. That is the yogurt.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not talking about the dabba yogurt.
All
You are
right.
just spending the money.
Homemade.
And actually listening to you, I just thought about this thought just came across my mind that, even when we were growing up, my mother would actually say, because I always used to love yogurt quite a lot as well, कि थोड़ा सा समेन छोड़ देना.
Yes.
समेन छोड़ देना
Yes,
थोड़ा
that's
सा.
why yeast. That was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
form
yeah.
of the yeast that for the whole night work on the milk,
Yes.
and you get that yogurt.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But when you go for the processed food, they add the chemicals,
Oh,
they add the
right.
things. So one should be very clear. Please go to nature.
Exactly. Eat organic food.
Yeah, eat organic food. Go to nature. Whatever nature is providing you, please take it.
Exactly.
Right.
That I was talking about the yogurt to take
Yes.
keep your whole system very up to mark, that you are digesting everything, you are eating everything on, because if it is digesting, that it is going to be the part of blood and going to liver.
Exactly.
And going to deliver properly. The second thing is you should have one basket in your kitchen to fight against the COVID. What should the part of that basket?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Greens.
Ginger,
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
garlic,
Yeah.
olives, and clove.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have 4 things in your kitchen, you are 90% able to fight against that coronavirus.
All right.
Okay.
This is interesting.
Yeah. First of all, I'll talk about the garlic. We say that why the garlic is very useful. And the second thing is, all the time you should know the proper way to take it.
Okay.
And
Which is
please
what?
go ahead.
Which
Yeah.
is what?
If you are saying, oh, my mother is putting a lot of garlic and ginger into like that food, lunch, sorry, but that is not.
Okay.
You should take the garlic, you are taking 1 clove of that, you are cutting it, give 6 minutes to it. Why should give 6 minutes? Because the air will interact with the sulfur into your garlic and will make a allicin.
Okay.
Allicin, what is that allicin?
Don't know.
Allicin is a big fighter, you can say an army against the RNA virus.
Oh,
Wow.
brilliant.
Okay, so the proper way is, when you finish your breakfast, you took 1 clove, you cut into small halves, and then you left it for the segment, and then you took with water.
Yeah.
Just swallow it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
swallow. And
I
you
used
are
to do
ready.
so.
Yeah, it's very good for your
But it
immunity.
tastes so bad.
And one thing is more that you have to do this for at least 20 to 18 days. And then you will feel your body smelling
Okay.
of garlic. This is time to leave that.
Okay.
Because all the requirement of allicin in your body is
It's
fulfilled.
full. All right.
Wow.
Okay,
Wonderful.
and you have done that. And the second myth, please, please, please make it very clear. I've seen on many tables that they take the garlic and they dip into vinegar. Oh my
Yes.
God! And they put that jar on their table, and after breakfast they're drinking that. The vinegar is the white vinegar
Yeah.
is the biggest enemy of your immune system.
All right.
Really?
Yeah.
But what about detox water? Everyone puts white
But
vinegar.
salad
in
tastes
detox
so
water.
much nicer in vinegar.
In vinegar, it
No,
does.
no, there are different types of vinegar. Why are you going on
For
that
white,
white
okay.
vinegar?
All right.
Okay.
I'm not against vinegar.
Okay,
Vinegar
okay,
is
got
very
it.
good thing.
All right.
I'm saying about the processed vinegar.
Got it. The
So-
synthetic white one we don't need.
Yeah, there are organic vinegars. Why
Yes.
don't you go for? I've seen into many like tables. What is this? This is garlic. Very good. Yeah, you told me about the garlic. So what is this? It will like it is very easy. We put all the stock on the table and take but which vinegar is this? That white vinegar. Oh my God!
It's
you are
dangerous.
becoming the patient of ulcer very soon.
Exactly.
Oh God.
Yeah. The second thing was I talked about the ginger.
Yes.
You know, for very good news for the ginger that it is anti-aging. For women, it is anti-aging.
It's good
So,
news.
yeah, it is very good. And you know, ginger has got like more than 1 million nutrients into it. And the
Amazing.
65 nutrients are nutripharmaceuticals which are yet to be named.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so when we take the ginger, then again I would say not about that lunch and dinner handi form.
Yeah.
You have to take in the kava form.
Yes. Okay.
So, okay,
got
that
it.
the thing you make
Ginger
up,
tea.
yeah, ginger tea.
I would like 2 big pieces in my kettle and drink it all day.
Like you got it boiled.
I mean, I put it in the kettle, and then when the
The
water
hot- it
boils,
is
the
hot
taste.
water.
Of course, yes.
It is hot
She's
water.
asking if you're going to say yes or no.
Yeah, exactly. I am
If
actually.
that's the right procedure or not.
I mean to say, if okay, then make it little bit modified.
Okay.
Put your kettle on the flame.
Yeah.
And get it like if you have 8 cup of water, it should be reduced to the 4 glass of water.
Okay, it should
With
boil.
ginger,
Boil
yeah,
this
yeah,
much.
with
Right,
ginger.
alright.
Then pour it into your flask.
Got it.
And
But the
then
kettle automatically turns off now. You know,
Yeah,
when,
we're talking
when
about
it
the
boils.
electric kettle
No,
now.
no,
but
I'm not.
that-
No. I'm saying the same thing. Don't go for the electric kettle.
Yeah, yeah.
On the flame. I'm saying
Just-
on the
just
flame.
boil it on your
yeah,
stove.
Yeah,
Got it,
flame.
got
That's
it.
why then you'll get the whole thing you want to get into that water and
Yeah.
immersed into that water, and then you'll take it for the whole day.
And
You'll
don't
feel
let
the
kids near the
difference.
kitchen as well because the water will be boiling as well. But very quickly, since we're very short on time, so clove you have to tell us about and very
And clove, and
Yeah.
all the time you take the coffee, you take the tea, then put the clove into that, and when you finish it, then like chew it and eat it.
Yeah.
This is one. It has the biggest auric value in the world. It is
Wow.
a fighter.
Wow,
And these
wonderful.
are the things everyone has in their kitchen, right? And we don't know about their benefits. So it's brilliant.
You just
Yeah.
don't feel like having it, you know, because we're so used to of these adverts we used to see on television. Use this toothpaste, ladies and gentlemen, because it comes with clove as
Yeah,
well. you
and
know.
the thing is, there are many things.
And it
but-
works for toothache as well. But very quickly, since
Yeah.
we're very short on time as well, so people have been self-medicating. People have been taking some supplements on their own as well. For example, CAC 1000 and Cerbex Z. What would you recommend? What kind of vitamins should be taken by
The
people?
thing is, are you aware of your allergic problems?
No, we're not,
The
because we
thing
never
is-
got tested.
Yeah, because when you get a supplement, it has many things you may be allergic to that.
Okay.
Maybe you may get insomnia because of that.
Oh.
Maybe you have the digestive problem because of that. Because you have many skin problems because of that. So my opinion is always go to the natural things. They have all the.
Organic, wonderful. Thank you very much, Dr. Athiya, for being with us. It was a very enlightening segment, ladies and gentlemen, with Dr. Athiya.
And
Thank
the
you
one
very
fact that I absolutely loved about you, Dr. Athiya, is how, of course, a lot of people were doing something for the underprivileged ones during this pandemic. But your vision was sort of a, I want to say, far-fetched one, where you're looking at their nutrition and strengthening them from the inside to fight this pandemic. Thank you so much for doing that. Ladies and gentlemen, right now we're headed out to a short break. But when we do come back, we have another amazing person who is actually going to let us know how to fight this pandemic, but sort of in a different way. So stay tuned to
In a
find
very
out.
different way, you know,
Right.
in a very different way. Let's do this. Good morning.
Good morning.
punch back. Down to the man, it's taken. They've got the second wicket. It might be out. It is out. Dragged on the onside and out. And as an important wicket. He's up on his special. Now that's high. It might be out. It is out.
Welcome back to Well This Morning, ladies and gentlemen, with the very melodious Ali in the morning, Shazad Khan, and myself, Shiza Hashmi. And like every other day, we are here to learn something along with you guys. Exactly. So Shazad, in this segment, what are we learning?
All right, so yes, actually we're not learning, but we're actually going to build up on something which I think is very crucial to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been talking about schools, we have been talking about our education systems, we have been talking about learning management systems, and we've been talking about how students are not able to actually catch up on, you know, whatever is being taught to them over the online classes as well. So I thought, or we thought in fact, that, you know, it's about time that we actually ask the teachers what they are doing during this pandemic. Are they kind of building up on their personalities? Are they working on something new so that once, alhamdulillah, we're free of COVID, that they're actually going to bring something new to the table as well? Are they building their own capacities in terms of teaching, teacher training, all of that? So we thought that, you know, it will be better to actually hear it from the horse's mouth as well.
Absolutely, which is very important because we've had students on the show and we've had, well, authority figures from universities and colleges in our show. So I think it's important to ask the teachers, of course. And I sort of want to take their insight on the comparative analysis of the education methods now and before the pandemic as well. So let's see.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, she happens to be a doctor. She happens to be an assistant professor as well. And she is the one and only Miss Sidra Khan. Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, Sidra?
Well,
thank you very much for joining us. It's wonderful to have you.
But you, for calling.
You know, you really do not have to answer me like it's a rapid fire round. You can take your time.
You can understand how much nervous I can be.
No, you shouldn't be nervous at all. You shouldn't be nervous because it's not the very first time. And you know, every day you're in front of so many people teaching your students. You know, at least a capacity of 40 or 50 students.
Now you can understand exactly that if even a teacher comes back to in front of students after a very long gap, how nervous she can be.
All right. So how long has it been?
Maybe 7 months or so.
7 months.
So you did not take any physical classes during this time?
Not particularly as frequent as they can say. Maybe 1 week, 2 week, maximum prolonged to have a month, but not more than so.
So do you like this transition though?
I would disagree with the
as a teacher.
As a teacher and as an academic, as a worried, concerned citizen even, I would prefer not to have such strategies even because their consequences are actually very far-flung.
Okay.
And what we do not understand is, though we are seeing our kids right in front of us, they're safe, and we are okay with that whole feeling, but what are they missing? That's a little too much to say.
Let's talk about that. What are they missing?
Yes.
How
so
do
just
you
to sort of build that up, Sitra, I understand, of course, your perspective, but don't you think that schools were not going to be open anyway through the pandemic? It's a fact. But don't you think it's a good thing that at least the education is not being wasted? Because I happen to know a lot of people who just started the universities, they are in the developmental phases of their life. They're going to build their personalities. Just the other day, Shahzad and I were discussing what we learned from, interacting within the university. They're going to miss out on that. Even for primary school kids who are so excited to go out, socialize, make friends, learn.
It's not just this, like they're going to socialize themselves, because you're making for the primary students, for example, if you don't make the basic academic very strong enough, they won't be able to equip themselves with the other world states, I guess. And apart from that, if we take the statistics of Pakistan in one way or the other, we have the biggest youth in our country, and if it's half of them is underprivileged, yes, and if it's also uneducated and a little bit illiterate, I think we would be far behind. And all those dreams of Pakistan being a very developed country, having massive prosperity and all that thing, I think it can create a little bit of a
I think that I've started to partially, or actually come into a feeling where I'm going to agree to you. But for 6 months or for a year, for example, if we actually have to shut down institutes, if we actually have to shut down restaurants, I mean, I'm not talking about a lockdown, but what I'm trying to talk about or probably go about is a smart lockdown, which was introduced by our Premier, Mr. Imran Khan, as well. So I don't think that it's going to harm a lot of people, and it's because of the fact that I think it's rather more important to be alive, and only if you will be alive that you'll be able to go to school or university or a restaurant or anywhere else as well. So if you're going to miss out on your education for 1 year, do you think that it's going to have an impact of such sort that we will be actually saying that, that the repercussions would be far-flung?
Yes, the repercussions are very far-flung, even if it's 6 months or so. For a basic developing child, specifically for the primary ones, and most importantly for the university students. I mean, I think we heard these 9th and 10th students, they were promoted to the next classes without having taking up their papers. I mean, that was not a good job at all.
It's the dream, man.
I mean, yeah, it was a dream. It was unusual, understood. But come on, you are actually promoting them on basis of partially nothing.
Yes, it was unfair to a lot of students who didn't do good last year, but now might have prepared better, right?
So it was like a thing. I'm giving them an opportunity to other kids that, come on, it's a very unusual state of affairs right now, and you can pass along too.
All right, okay, wonderful. But I think that at the same time, sorry Shahzad, but at the same time, let's talk about what you're going to recommend. So you have so much to say about that, this shouldn't have been done, the institutes shouldn't have been shut down. What would you recommend?
As a concerned citizen, I won't be able to recommend as much, because much of the remedies have been given up, and we are trying to initiate and work on all those remedies as much as we have. I mean, we understand the whole procedure that we have to go through it. Everybody is going through it, and as efficiently we can go, we would like to do that. So, however, because of our own country's little undevelopment, maybe we are facing a lot of issues. And only as a community, such as our students are not responsible enough. Even for example, if I compare them with the very developed state, the students over there are responsible enough, and they are very keen to have their education, and they listen. They absorb that education once that has been even given through an online system. However, if I am giving it on an online setup, I would not be able to do so in a very, I could not very differentiate.
But what kind of level of responsibility can we expect from a child?
Listening. I guess listening is the one.
Right.
So I
Listening is
think Sidra over here, ladies and gentlemen, is actually a little stressed about online classes because students are not really listening to her. I think that's one problem.
So here's the thing, Sidra, because it wasn't like it was a new experience for you. It was the newest experience for all of the students out there. Because if you ask them what they use the phone or a laptop for or an iPad for, it's entertainment purposes. So it was really hard for them to be grounded in a room and to study off a thing that they really want to be doing, right? And it's not Pakistani students, I tell you that. I feel, although, that actually students from Asia are so eager to learn. So I think it's sort of a global thing. People are not really...
Let's give it a hypothetical situation right now.
Do it.
For example, if you two are sitting right now and I'm supposed to be having my this conversation with you via online thing, I think I might have a little more trouble to exactly understand.
Convey your point?
Not convey my point. Even I mean, the gestures would not be as
I think it's your
smooth.
Wi-Fi device then.
I think the gestures would not have me that. I mean, I wouldn't be as comfortable because my gestures wouldn't be as
But it's a very tangible conversation, no? You know, it won't be very tangible.
Because face-to-face not just gives us that feeling of actually imparting something, but it just gives a feeling of being incomplete.
Yeah.
All right, I get that. It's a different experience, sure. So, Sidra, now that, of course, until January that we know of, schools are not going to open, not even online classes, right?
No, we are
None of
having
the online classes are on.
That's going on.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, that's great. So what happens with the exams then? I mean, for the entire year the students have been studying. What happens to the grade? Are they going to be promoted? What is...
I just actually gave my midterm paper yesterday to my class, and that was being delivered. I mean, Google has done a wonderful job in creating all that Google Class and helping teachers specifically in putting up their assignments, mark time. I mean, if somebody is actually lagging and could not get it uploaded on time, we will be notified about it. And then whatever to do with it, we'll understand. The attendances thing, I mean, as a developed system, I think it's efficiently working. We just need to equip ourselves as much as we can with it.
But you know what? I think that you're partially right as well, because just a few days... Yeah, partially, because just a few days ago, ladies and gentlemen, there was this... my niece actually had to go for an exam, and it was actually organized by PMS as well, and it was for all of those students who were willing to take admission in medical colleges. And it was a physical exam, and everybody had to be there. It was hundreds and thousands of students.
As well.
Yeah, it was hundreds and thousands of students. So, well, they might have, I think that the ministry might have thought a lot about it, and they might have given it a thought. But now coming back to that thing which we wanted to actually or originally talk about was, what are teachers doing during this pandemic?
They are scratching their heads right and south and left and right, because they are somehow feeling that they cannot impart that much wisdom and knowledge to all of those children, whoever they're listening to, as equally as they should have been. I mean, they have been a feeling that who to actually more stressed upon, because if you're front, we exactly know who's listening, who's not listening, how much stress I have to put on certain children and how much I have not to. And since I cannot see their faces and expressions, and I can't exactly judge their attentive level, maybe, I suppose. And that's why teachers feel a little bit maybe silent. I can't really explain that
Or
feeling.
a little incomplete.
Not incomplete, it's just a feeling of vacuum over there, because we have been taught in that way, and maybe we're just not equipped with that this new feeling, I guess.
Absolutely. Probably we'll get used to it over time. But I'm going to take you back to just 1 minute before, when we were talking about a lot of universities not being shut, where you said, you know, people have to go for exams. So here's the thing. There's this medical school here in Islamabad, no names. They are still taking
I know that smile, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
They're still taking their exams physically, of course. So my sister, of course, goes there, and she... started feeling unwell, of course, there's cough and whatnot, and she calls the head or dean, whatever, and tells him that, okay, I have symptoms, can I please be exempt from the exam physically? You can take it online. He goes like, mask pehen ke aa jana, pure staff ko symptoms hai. And then he goes like, they do have the authority to keep the school open if they want to. Is it true? Do
They
they
do
have
not
the
have
authority?
no, they do not have the authority, but I think that they're just doing it by themselves.
The whole thing was that if somebody is feeling or having those symptoms, they can send that only that person or the people or the rest of the people who are feeling
Alright.
much of the people. But that does not mean you really have to close all the university.
Okay.
But yes, opening them and then you knowingly calling them up for the test, physical test,
Right, isn't
while
it?
knowing that the person might or might not have the symptoms is taking a lot of risk.
Yes,
Alright.
it is, but I think that moving on, ladies and gentlemen, people will actually come up with brighter ideas as well. You know, for example, when we talk about online education, so far, people have come up with different applications where, you know, it's a face-to-face conversation only. But I think there will be a time when it will be very, you know, kind of captivating the students as well, or whether they'll have to click over here or click over here. I think that people really need to come up with some brilliant ideas of how
Yes.
online education needs to be, because we're relevantly very new to this. I think that the software developers are working on it, and the artificial intelligence needs to come up in it as well.
I feel that we just need to get ourselves absorbed into it. We haven't been able to absorb ourselves into it as humans, I guess. So maybe after maybe a prolonged time of 6 months more or so,
Yeah.
we might be able to do that
Yeah.
easily.
Yes,
Hopefully.
absolutely. And I think, Shazad, you and I have been throwing this question at a lot of people. Are teachers or schools ever going to go out of business? And the answer was always no, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's always the need of the teacher, be it online, you know, learning or even in schools. So to
But
ask
you know,
the
if,
answer-
if this is going to go on for a longer period of time, people might even forget how to write and probably
that
read.
is true.
But
I mean,
you just talked about that whole I mean, teachers going out of business.
Mm-hmm.
There's a very small small sector, private low cost schools we have in the rural areas,
Yes.
where I mean, some entrepreneurs going on and teaching those children. And
I don't
also-
like these two words together, teacher and business. I don't know
Okay,
why.
Well, it is a
I
business,
understand
you
that
know
feeling
that.
exactly. I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so those teachers who have been working in a very rural areas, I mean, out of their own passion,
Yep.
they might go out of business.
Oh.
In that way, because the farmers, the low people, they don't really they're not sending their children to the schools.
And they cannot really have online classes.
And
as well.
that's that might be a problem to all those teachers who are actually teaching over there out of passion or out of need. So the entrepreneurs who were actually sponsoring them or somehow they would have a lot of problems.
Okay, okay. Well, we really hope it doesn't turn out to be a problem for anyone, regardless of what background they're from or regardless of what profession they have. Well, thank you so much for being here, Sidra. I hope you sort of this grows on you and you start liking this transition as well. But I'm sure your students really do enjoy learning from
I
you.
guess I hope that's so.
We're sure about that. We love having you on the show. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming.
Thank you so much.
So towards the end, ladies and gentlemen, there are, well, of course, there are so many things we need to say, but just one thing. Pakistan happens to have, like Sidra mentioned, the largest population of youth. Now, we are the people who sort of, we can literally direct where Pakistan can go in the future, right? Exactly. By the type of activities we do, by the type of actions we do, and by the type of knowledge we have and how we choose to practice it.
Exactly.
So this is the right time. Please make sure that you choose the right things to do and make an impact on the society as well.
Exactly. So very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, before we wrap up, let me kind of remind you that it's not just the teachers or the school's responsibility to work on your personality. You actually need to take up on this by yourself as
Definitely.
well. If the schools aren't teaching you really well, I think that it's a good time to get that habit of reading books in you as well. You know, read a lot of books, make sure that you kind of do your own SWOT analysis, strengths,
so
weaknesses,
important.
opportunities, threats, talk with your own self, have a conversation with your own self, make sure that you're a better person just day after tomorrow as well. So ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you remember us all in your prayers. Look after yourselves as well and write to us on our Facebook page, which is with the name of
Well, this morning.
on Twitter
well,
it is
Well, this morning without a G.
on Daily Motion in YouTube.
It is PTV World, and then you will see World this morning.
And the fabulous repeat is going to be at
5 past midnight tonight.
till the next time, look after yourselves, and if you need to learn more, make yourself more aware, please make sure that you always watch our show regularly as well. 1, 2, 3.
Good morning. Stay safe.
Just like the billboard paintings performed in Pakistan, there is another indigenous form of art performed in Pakistan, and it is the truck art. With its all colorful floral patterns, depiction of human heroes with creative aspects, ratios, calligraphy of poetic verse, and drivers' words of wisdom. This form of art is truly a part of Pakistani transport tradition. Many trucks and buses in Pakistan are highly customized and decorated by their owners. These adjourned vehicles are considered as moving art or jingle art. Because of their unique deco style, these vehicles are quite distinct in layers from other trucks around the world. Each part of the vehicle is decorated differently, with variations depending on the regional style. In Pakistan, a truck driver, owner, usually pays $3,000 to $5,000 for their vehicle's external decoration. The art embellishes such trucks according to the particular tastes of the driver. Nearly every city in Pakistan has a unique decor. The Balochistani and Peshawari trucks are heavily trimmed with wood. Rawalpindi and Islamabad trucks have permanently featured plastic work. Camel-borne ornamentation is commonly seen in trucks decorated by Sindh artists. These trucks are also